I would like to bring this meeting of the school committee to order. Welcome everybody in attendance and welcome our viewers on television. And let's begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a very light agenda tonight, which I guess is appropriate for the middle of July. However, we do have a sad note to begin with, and I would like to announce to everybody the passing of Shirley Forge. Shirley was a special needs aide at Nathaniel Morton for just nearly 30 years. And so in honor of Shirley's memory and certainly in support of her family in a time of need, please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Thank you very much. Is there anybody attending tonight's meeting who would like to address the committee who isn't already on the agenda? Moving to the next item on the agenda, old business. Are there any updates on old business? Is there any new business to come before the committee tonight? Ms. Badger.
I just have a quick one that was brought to my attention the other day. In Nathaniel Morton, when the after-school pickup, I guess there's no light over that door, and so if we could look into getting a light on that door, just for when school starts. The after-school pickup location, like for aftercare, the YMCA, wherever that doorway is, there's no
For
light.
later in the evening?
Yeah.
When it's dark?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can look
So-
into this. So that.
I guess it's really dark back there, and they just happened to mention it to me the other day.
Yeah, probably. Or change the pickup location where there's a
Yeah,
light.
or that. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk to principal
Okay.
about that.
Thank you.
Principal Spencer, we'll see. Okay.
Anything else on the new business? Mr. Begley.
Just a fast question. Dr. Maestas, the fair that was held here was very successful and everything. Could you just tell us, though, what the insurance liability is, how that works?
Yeah, the fundraiser that was run this weekend, I think many of you recognize that as you drove by, and even signs all over town. That's was a carnival that was sponsored by the PTA organization here at PCIS, and that was a fundraiser set up by them, and the PTA liability coverage that they have within their organization actually will cover them for the use of the field, anything that happens, so it really doesn't fall on the school department's liability. So it was, from my understanding, it was a great event and very successful. A lot of kids in town were able to attend. Friday afternoon, morning, I guess it was a little bit rainy, but I think that they made up for it on the weekend.
Perfect weekend.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Hunt.
Can I just make a quick comment? I actually, as we speak, just got a message from the PTA president at PCIS, because she had talked to me before they did it, and we talked about the liability, and it was all covered by the event. She just sent me a message thanking me for my support, but she also wanted to let us know that they made almost $10,000 and spent about $1,600 for supplies and advertising. We had a good group with no problems, just kids enjoying the rides a little too much. Thank you for everything, and she's now on to the next event for the fall. So I guess it was pretty successful venture.
Excellent.
Yeah, it was. I talked to the Principal Palladino today, this morning, and he said that was really event issue free in a sense.
Yeah.
You know, things went well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Reports and proposals. Dr. Maestas.
Yes, I have some items to report.
Oops, sorry, guys.
Actually, let me go to my report. I have a number of items to report. We are very busy this summer. As you can imagine, Plymouth South High School is the talk of the town. We actually have cleaned out old South High School, and I'd like to give a great deal of acknowledgement to the custodial staff, support staff, administration of South High School. The work that they were able to perform in the last couple of weeks have been amazing. So everything is out, everything's moved out. Wednesday, the police department will be in doing maneuvers. They were actually in last Thursday and Friday doing some canine training for a regional training for canine officers and canine dogs. So it was, it's gone very, very well. And, the people are amazed at how much our staff did. We had movers that we had through the contract that were able to pack the building, but our teachers actually packed their boxes. So the movers came in and moved all the boxes. But we had our custodial staff and, even our administrators, moving things from the second floor down to the first floor. Ironically, on one of the last loads from the second floor to the first floor, the elevator broke. So we had some people coming from the auction that were, hey, can we use the elevator? And Gary and I were, we didn't know it had broken, so I'm over there flipping the switch. What's wrong with this thing? But the elevator broke, and we have no plans to fix it, all right? So, just to let you know. So it's been a monumental task, but very proud of our staff and a great deal of excitement. Today was the first day for staff to go into the building, and I know staff have gone in and they want to unbox and get their classrooms ready. So that enthusiasm is, if you bought a new house and you're just excited to get it set up. So that's moving forward very, very nicely.
Is the road finished?
The road will be under construction, Marge, for quite a while. But if you go into the campus, there is a temporary access road that you can probably recall there was a swath of trees that were missing on one section of the entry to South High School. That is now paved, and the original entrance is closed. So when you pull into that one entrance, it's on the north side of the initial entrance. You pull into that road and take a right. It's a counterclockwise rotation around South High School. You can still go to South Middle School and take a left. You don't have to go all the way around, but you can just take a left and go to South Middle. But it's, very, very a busy time there at the campus, and I imagine in end of July, beginning of August, you'll start to see a lot of significant machinery to raise the building. The next item I'd like to report on is we had a very, very successful gathering yesterday afternoon at Dr. Sorensen's home. He was gracious enough to allow the families and children traveling to Shishikahama to get to know each other a little bit better. We do have students from Rising Tide. We have students from PCS and South Middle, and they had a fantastic time yesterday. They were in the pool. I think every single kid, they were diving for things in the bottom of the pool, and you would think that they were best friends. I think it really met the goal of getting the kids to gel, and you couldn't tell of what school they were from. So it was a fantastic opportunity, and it was a good time. Great food, and it was great. I'd like to give you an update on other work that we have going on in the district that we haven't talked about too much, but we've been very busy. Gary has been extremely busy helping manage all of this stuff, but we do have a number of projects going on. We have the field at Hedge is going to be redone. That was a capital outlay through Springtown meeting, so that will be, we're starting to get that project going. Indian Brook Elementary, the PTA there raised funds to sod the backfield, so that was done last week. And if you and it's sprinkled, so there's irrigation on that field. And that I saw photos of it. I haven't been out there yet, but it looks fantastic. And it was a big dust bowl before, and it looks absolutely fantastic. We have Mattamet Elementary, end of July. There's a big volunteer crew of parents and so on will be there to install the playground, so that's taking place. This evening, when you drive around and you exit, notice that Mount Pleasant, or Plymouth Early Childhood Center, now has a playground. The playground was moved from Mount Pleasant and was installed by donations. So the Makepeace company donated some time. There were some other companies that donated excavation equipment and time. So right now, there's a shipment of mulch that will be brought in that will we'll make it handicap accessible, so that is ongoing, and you'll see how wonderful that is. And the last project that we have that we probably need to discuss a ribbon cutting is Plymouth South Elementary School. The field at Plymouth South Elementary School has been completely redone, and the grass is in that period of time where it can't be played on, but we're anticipating that the field will be open for use in the fall, but we probably need to do some level of acknowledgement and ribbon cutting. It is a significant addition to the South community, and the Makepeace Corporation paid for that 100%, as you recall when they came and presented that to the school committee before. The next item I have to report on is one that you've all been watching, is the Plymouth UK Visit. We had a wonderful opportunity for our kids to travel and perform, and the big difference between the last trip and this trip were our students stayed with host families, and the Plymouth UK community never really involved themselves in a host family opportunity. When they came last summer, they had such a great time. They spent a lot of time recruiting host families, and they really were able to recruit host families of kids that were in performance and had prior experience with the relationships that we're building for the 400th. So it was an unbelievable opportunity. They performed every single day at venues. They sang at Stonehenge. Imagine that. They're singing, and the background is Stonehenge, and then they go to this unbelievable waterfront scene, and you have the Mayflower Steps, and they're singing there. They sang at Armed Forces Day on the main stage, and hundreds of people watching. There's a first performance of the whole event, and so our students probably had the opportunity to sing in England about 15 different times between the time they got there and the time we got back. They sang at Boston Logan. Well, we're all waiting. They got up and gave everyone a treat, and I'll tell you what, the applause from across the terminal could be heard, but the refinement of their singing over time has just it's outstanding. So we had the opportunity to have the send-off concert here for families and have the families come. And Chairman Tavares from the Selectmen was here, and Margie was here. And we had a song commissioned for the kids to sing for this relationship. And Chairman Tavares came up to me afterwards and says, I think that needs to be the 400th song, because it talks about how you can bridge the gap and how you can heal and how you can bring people together. And it really sent an unbelievable message. So we're going to have the students sing that song a number of times as we go forward. And the song was really commissioned and paid for by the Emily Swartz Fund. Emily was a former student of ours at Indian Brook Elementary who passed from diabetes about 6 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago. And their Mr. and Ms. Swartz actually came to that send-off concert, which was fantastic. So we that was a remarkable opportunity for our students, and they're still talking about it. And the last thing I have to update you on which is probably another ribbon-cutting ceremony, is the Planetarium.
Oh, I was going to ask that.
The Planetarium has been under construction now for about 2 weeks, Gary? Maybe 3?
Yeah, 3 weeks, right.
And, from removing the old ball that actually would drop down into a hole, that hole had to be filled, covered over with concrete, and then recarpeted. The entire dome has been painted, adding how many more seats, Gary?
12?
Adding 12 more seats because we have more room because the ball's gone. It should be absolutely fantastic. So we had an opportunity in Ness. You got a comment?
I want to say that I stopped in there before the meeting, and Dan, I don't remember what his name is, but he's working on the Planetarium.
Yeah.
He invited us to go in after the meeting because he said he could show us some stars. It would be.
Oh,
cool.
Yeah, that's good.
If-
I mean,
Do you know when the ribbon cuttings of these two things are, the L and S?
We don't know, we're gonna start planning that, but you will be the first to know, okay? I'm gonna try to get them going right when school starts. Love some kids to be involved, okay? And that's all I have for tonight. So,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, turn it back to you.
Thank you. Committee members, questions or comments or inquiries about Dr. Maestas' report? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Retirements.
Yes. We have 2 retirements to report tonight. Robert Banville, who's been a second shift custodian team leader at South Middle School for 17 years. And Tina Beltran, who's a grade 6 classroom teacher, will be retiring in October from 30 years at PCIS.
Ms. Hunt.
On behalf of the Plymouth School Committee, we thank them for their service and wish them a happy retirement.
Thank you. Mr. Morgan, any correspondence?
No correspondence this evening.
Committee member reports. Reports and proposals from committee members. Ms. Badger.
So, because I wasn't at the last meeting, I didn't get to tell you about the last PAC, Pilgrim Area Collaborative meeting of the year. But I did want to say they passed their technology plan, so if anybody's interested, theirs is kind of a lot like what we have done, and they did their strategic plan, which I did not bring with me, but I can email it to anybody who's interested. And so that we passed their technology plan, which is really exciting. And they also wanted to make sure that I pass on a thank you for Steve Morganswick and his staff who have been really helpful as they, are looking into taking those 2 rooms, I think it is.
For rent, yeah.
So they're really excited about that opportunity and to be back in Plymouth. And then the next piece is the PMS Kids Ride. We've now raised $57,000 for PMS Challenge Kids in the last 5 years. So we had another great event, so just wanted to make sure we thanked everybody who came out and participated with volunteering and our riders as well, adult and children.
Okay, thank you for that report. Any other committee members with reports? Ms. Hunt.
I just have something quick. I know it's been a slow couple of weeks, so. The one thing that I wanted to mention, and I think I've mentioned it before, is the Massachusetts PTA is offering, we've partnered with Ellen Brown, and we are offering concussion workshops for parents, and Plymouth District has been chosen to be one of the districts. I know that Ellen has been talking to Carolyn about dates and times. I think it's probably going to be in October, and they're going to offer a massive concussion workshop for parents. They're also going to reach out to the recreational sports in town, as well as the booster clubs, to try and get as many parents of students, especially that are involved in sports, to attend this concussion workshop. And from what I understand, the training that is done, I know Linda works for the Department of Public Health, and apparently it's a pretty amazing training
Right.
that they do. So I'm sure you've probably heard the bits and pieces
Yep.
of it, but there aren't any final details yet.
Right.
So when those are done, we'll be more updated.
Very good, thank you.
Any other reports and proposals? From the chair, I just have 2 quick reminders to everybody. Just make sure it's in your calendar that our Saturday morning meeting is the 19th of August, and that's going to start at 8 a.m. and hopefully end 12:30. The other thing I'm going to remind the committee of is a warrant that'll be in the box Friday the 21st through Tuesday the 25th. So the last warrant were in the box. We got it just in the nick of time because they called me to remind me, and I appreciated that. So just make a note of that. I know Mr. Bagley was there, and Ms. Badger had signed, I think.
Yeah, I signed.
I think Bob did too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, PYDC report.
We do not have a report tonight.
Building committee, we do not have a report. We have a meeting this week, I
This
think.
week.
Thursday,
no,
yes.
yeah.
And just to that point,
Go ahead.
I have a commission meeting in Beverly on Thursday and Friday, so Ms. Fry will be there at the construction meeting. So Mr. Peck did send an email asking about confirmation on the ribbon cutting for Plymouth South High School, so, and also some other tour dates and so on. So Ms. Fry will actually pass out another document that actually outlines dates that they can use to pass along to interested people.
On that topic, Ms. Badger, Mrs. Burgess and I will be put on the spot again about moving over from South Meadow. So the report we're going to give them is that as soon as we get our numbers,
Yeah.
we will be able to, the school committee will be able to restate its original position or change that position, but we're waiting on the numbers.
Yep.
Yeah, you want to say something?
I'm in favor of what was just said.
Very good.
Good answer.
Personnel, Ms. Fry.
Yes. We've had 3 certificated appointments, 2 maternity leaves, 2 resignations, and we are signing about 10 new teachers tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, so.
Crunch time.
Okay, thank you for that report. We're down to the warrants this evening. Ms. Hunt.
Okay. Just need to wait for my computer to catch up here.
It was me. I'm slow on the take.
Whereas school committee members have been provided a copy of the cost center transfer and transaction summary report and the warrant review. For review, I move that the Plymouth School Committee accept and approve the report and accounts payable warrant number S071317 dated July 13th, 2017, in the amount of $144,902.53 as presented.
Is there a second? Ms. Badger is the second. Any questions? So we'll take the vote electronically as soon as it comes up. As and that looks like it's unanimous. Thank you. And the next warrant?
Meeting, catch up, there we go. Whereas school committee members have been provided with a copy of the cost center transfer and transaction summary report and the warrant for review, I move that the Plymouth School Committee accept and approve the report and accounts payable warrant number S17JUL1 dated June 30th, 2017, in the amount of $1,123,997.43 as presented.
Second.
There's a second. Mrs. Burgess is the second. Other questions? Okay, then we'll take the vote. And that's unanimous. We have some books to dispose of.
Yes, tonight we have a number of books that are on the docket for discard. These are 10th edition of the Nursing Assistant, and they are outdated. So they are from Plymouth South High School. I recommend disposal.
We have a recommendation, Ms. Burgess.
Yes, I move to approve the recommendation as presented.
Seconded. Mr. Bagley's the second. Other questions to this motion? Okay, all those in favor? Oh, we got to vote. I forgot. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yes.
Waiting on Ms. Burgess.
I got it. It's already
There
up.
it is. Okay, now, you guys don't know that Dennis Bagley's fastest meeting was 25 minutes, and I'm going to beat it by 5 seconds. And adjourn.